Hello, fellow YouTubers, YouTube people, planet of the YouTube. Oh, Lord. Okay, so basically, this video is about the 1975 because almost nobody I know really likes them a lot. And when you have nobody to talk to about these things, you basically you can tell the internet. That's what you do. So that's what I'm doing. Where do I start? Well, I guess I'll start when I first heard one of their songs, and it was on a playlist on 8 tracks, and it was The City. And uh, I would listen to that playlist only to hear that song come on. And I loved it, and I loved it, and I loved it so much. And then when I looked it up, I found like their other popular ones, like Sex and Chocolate. Loved those. So that's pretty much all of the songs that I listened to for like the summer. Oh, this is like, I found the playlist in May of 2013, and then that summer of 2013, that's pretty much the only songs that I listened to by them, but I love them a lot, a whole lot. And now I don't know if this happens for anybody else, but when you find an artist that you like, even if you've only heard one or two songs, you really like, and you kind of restrain yourself from finding their other like songs because you're afraid it'll run out, or like you'll run out of new material, or they might not come out with an album except for like every 5 years or something like that. So that's basically what I did, is I held on to those 3 songs, and I like by the end of the summer I was like, I need more. So I ended up purchasing the 4 EP, the Roman numeral 4 EP, and yeah, I purchased music on iTunes. That's when you know you really like a band. And what else? So yeah, I purchased the EP, and I loved it so much. And then not too long later, not too a little while later, they came out with their album, and it was a really big album. There's like 39 songs on it. So when I heard that there were 39 songs on it, I like looked through it, and some of it was like remixes and stuff. But when I looked through it, I was like, there's no way that I can get all of this music. And like, cause I just didn't want it to end, and I just loved it so much. And so I got a few songs, like all like fall of 2013, I got a few songs at a time, and then spring of 2014, I got a few songs at a time, just to keep it going, really. And what was it? I think it was November of 2013. They announced their, I'm not even sure, like North American leg of their tour. They've been on tour for like forever. Like they're on tour all of 2014, pretty much. And I'm not sure. I know they went on tour with The Neighborhood in that summer of 2013, because I was already looking at tour dates. And even though I'd only had 3 songs, and what was it? Back to the story. Oh, that November, I think, was when the tickets went on sale for the concert that I went to in May. And I got tickets, and I was so excited and so stoked. I actually wanted to see the 1975 and Haim, but basically, me and my sister, we were like, we gotta choose one. So she doesn't really like Haim that much, so we just went with the 1975. And I mean, that doesn't like downgrade Haim in any way. It's just that for the benefit of both of us, we wanted to see the 1975. So anyway, and for a long while, I didn't actually look up the band, like their faces and things. I guess because I had this own vision of what they would look like, and I guess I just didn't want to be disappointed by what they look like, even though I probably fall in love with them anyway. But I didn't actually start to know their names until probably last December. So like almost 6 months after finding some of their music, I finally like looked up to see what they actually look like. And I remember it was like this really old photo, and it was like blue, and it had like, well, it had like a blue tint to it. It was mainly black and white, but it had this blue tint to it. And George had like Dare on his shirt, and I think Ross just had like on a t-shirt, and I don't remember what Maddie and Adam were wearing, but I saw that photo and I was like, okay, all right. So I mean, I obviously knew that they were like British because of the accent and the music and everything. And then like finding out, you know, who was the lead singer and who did what and whatever. But again, I didn't want to get too involved in the music, so I just kind of creeped my way in and learned about each one a little bit at a time. Because again, I just didn't want it to end, and I still had not had all of the album. And so yeah, in May I went to their concert. It was absolutely amazing. I think what was the best part was the build and the energy, because between Bad Sons, the opening act, and them coming on stage was like probably a good 30 minutes, maybe more. And it was like setting up and like the smoke and, you know, the square rectangle thing, and then their drums and everything. And it was so nice to be surrounded by people who love the same band as you. And like I had like standing tickets, so of course, like to my right there were some really young kids who were a bit obnoxious, and then there were the older people behind me who were drinking a lot and, you know, just being obnoxious. And then like the most of us, the people up at front, were here for the music, could not give a yeah to what was going on. And they had this little window, I guess was their like waiting room before they came on stage. And I'm not sure who came up to the window, but literally screams broke out on the crowd, and I was just like, what? And you look up and they finally like closed the blind. So I don't know if it was I could have been Bad Sons. I don't know if it was that, or Maddie or George or Adam or Ross, but that was really intense. And but literally when they finally came on, and Maddie had like this little smirk on his face, and he had leather jacket, black and white stripes, black jeans, the usual. And it was just such an experience. And oh god, I want to do it like 6 more times. And it was just so much fun, and it was just energy and energy and energy. And it was like, obviously once they came on, we were a lot closer because people like crammed together. So I was probably about 10 to 15 feet away from the front of the stage. And then when they came on, got like closer, I was probably 6 or 8 feet. Like if I were to like, I don't know, take 3 big leaps or whatever, I could see Maddie right there. So I have quite a few good videos and stuff. But oh gosh, it was just so much fun. And what happened? Oh, and then I still did not have all the music by then, because it's weird because after the concert you get more involved in the band than before. And after that I pretty much watched a whole lot of interviews on YouTube, and basically they said that their new album was probably not going to come out in 2014. It would probably come out in 2015. And I have this like tug of war, because I want them to spend as much time as they did on the first album to make the second album, so it'll be like just as good or better. But I don't know if I can wait that long, because like I said, I just finished getting the album, like all of the songs, and that's not including remixes, probably about a week ago. So, and it's been over about the same time I went to the concert. I was a fan of them or had heard their music for like a year. So a year and like a month now, a month or 2, I finally have all of their original songs. And I have some that were never released, like just ones on YouTube back when they had different names. Yeah, and there's so much that I could talk about, and I'm so excited for a new album. And if you are a fan like me and where you don't, there's a whole other like can of worms I'm about to open, but if you are like me and you enjoy their music and you enjoy them and their personalities and the aesthetics and all that stuff, but you don't necessarily want to jump into bed with any of them, I want to be your friend. Because it seems like everybody that I found like on the internet, because like I said, most of my friends could not care less about some skinny white boys from Manchester. So if you feel the same way that I feel, we need to be friends, because we can just enjoy the music and enjoy them being them, no matter what they look like or what really bad stuff comes out of their mouth sometimes. We could just be fans. Because, and that's not to say that none of them are handsome or cute or whatever, because yeah, they are, but I mean, I'm just tired of looking at my Tumblr dash of the lines on Maddie's back and whether he cut his hair that day or not. I mean, it's fun to talk about those things, but to obsess over them to where you have your whole blog dedicated to that, I kind of have a problem with. But always you can just, they'll probably just say, oh, you can just unsubscribe, which you can, but yeah, it's just the way I feel about it. So if you feel the same way, like, subscribe, and yes, this is in my car on a really, really hot day, but hopefully you enjoyed and related, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!